All right. So, for those of you who may not know, uh, a very manipulative man in Texas is suing friends of his ex-wife for helping to provide abortion pills so she could terminate her pregnancy. Now, the reason I say he's manipulative is, first off, he's within his rights under Texas law. Maybe. Legal professionals are saying that the law didn't really didn't get taken into effect until August. She had her abortion in July. She filed for divorce from him in February. So basically, at this point, even though they were technically still married, they were separate. They were separated, or at least their proceedings were happening for a divorce. So in my mind, he has less of a say of whether she goes through with this pregnancy because she wants nothing to do with him. So why would she have his baby? Now, on the news, it mentioned that he felt that fatherhood was being taken from him. Well, they have 2 daughters together. So, no, fatherhood wasn't taken away from you. You are a father. But based on what I've been reading about him and this situation, I'm thinking that he doesn't consider that real fatherhood because the fact that he's even doing this says all you need to know about what he thinks of women in general. Now, for some reason, when Texas passed this law, they didn't actually phrase it in such a way where the pregnant person who has the abortion can be sued. It's just the people around her, which that's a major oversight. I'm surprised Texas would allow that, but whatever. So, but the story is that there was this woman in Galveston, Texas. Like I said, she's already in the midst of divorcing her husband and finds out that she's pregnant. And she texts her friends, and they say, do not tell him. He will just get into your head. And I assume that that means he's an abuser because that's what abusive people do. That is why women stay with their abusers, because the abuser keeps getting into their head and making them, basically gaslighting them, making them feel the way he wants them to, so he can continue controlling them. And so they won't leave. So, that seems to be what was happening here. And so she was finally getting a divorce. I assume that her friends were helping her with this. This article doesn't talk to the women, any of the women. So we know nothing. But if he wins this lawsuit and he's asking for $1 million in damages, a fetus is not worth that much. I'm sorry. You can just go and get another woman knocked up. I mean, seriously. You prey on women, obviously. You're an abuser. You'll find another mark. But anyway. So it was mentioned that if he finds out beforehand This is the ex-wife. If he finds out beforehand, he's going to try to talk me out of it. But if he, acting like he has, and if this happens after the fact, which ended up being, which ended up going the way she thought it would, in that she knew that if he finds out after the fact, that he will seem to think that he had any say in this decision. Now, first off, they're getting a divorce. So, in my mind, what what business does he have saying anything? She wants nothing to do with him at this point. Otherwise, why get the divorce? It's obviously not an amicable divorce. If it was amicable, that would change things a bit, but she wouldn't have to go behind his back to get an abortion because they could discuss it like adults. But the fact that she was married to a manipulative man baby, I'm going to say no, that this ceases to be an issue that you get a say in. So that's number one. Number two, it's her damn body. So even if he did have a say, she gets the last say because she gets to decide whether she wants to be pregnant. Now, if this was a healthy relationship and they weren't getting a divorce, yes, absolutely, she and he are going to discuss this together as a couple because it involves both of them. But under the circumstances, no. You lost that right when she decided that you are a gigantic dickweed and she doesn't want to be around you. I assume that the only reason... Now, how the hell he got all these texts? Not a clue. But all I can think of is that she, even though she was getting a divorce from him, she was still living with him because she has daughters with him. So, but if he's that manipulative, I probably would have, if I were her friends, I'd say get the hell out. Not just get a divorce, but don't be around him. Don't be near him. Because how else would he have gotten a hold of these texts? But anyway, so they got a hold of this program called Aid Access, and they were able to get her abortion pills in Houston. So not only do these douche nuggets want to sue the women the friends who helped with the abortion, get the abortion pills, they also, once they find out who the abortion provider was, who provided the pills, they want to sue them. So, and sue them to oblivion. So they don't have, I guess, so they can't provide abortion pills to anyone else because, it couldn't possibly be that they could provide abortion pills somewhere else. But anyway, now, on the one hand, by the letter of the law, this is legal, but also it's incredibly shitty. Because, like I said, first off, they were getting divorced, so by right he had no say in the matter because she's already decided she wants nothing to do with him, so his word means shit. And again, if, and I've heard this argument before from men that, women shouldn't get an abortion because you're depriving men of, what if the man wants the baby? Well, if you're in a healthy relationship with the woman and you can have this discussion, go for it. If it's a healthy relationship and if there is no foreseen complications where the woman's like, yeah, no, because this, and this may happen to me. It's either happened before or I have a familial history of it and I don't want to take the chance. So, short of that, if a healthy couple want to discuss whether a woman is going to take a pregnancy to term, that's perfectly fine. This is not a healthy relationship. So those rules do not apply. So when I hear men whine about how they should have a say in the matter, if it's a healthy relationship, then yeah, absolutely. It still comes down to a woman's decision because, it might not be just a financial thing. It might be a health thing. It could be all sorts of reasons why a woman wouldn't want to go through with a pregnancy, even in a healthy relationship. Like I said, it could be health reasons of hers, or, what quite often happens with late term abortions is that they find out that something went wrong and there's something wrong with the fetus. So, again, they can have that discussion as to whether they want to go through with it, because it could be all sorts of reasons why an abortion becomes a possibility. And I mean, if the baby is going to live for a few hours, do you really want to bring that baby to term only to have the baby die on you within a few hours because of whatever reason? Or it could be an iffy situation. We don't know. Then yeah, absolutely. Have that discussion with the woman and the doctor. Have that discussion. But for men to, in bad faith, say that, this robs us of fatherhood, guess what? If a woman wanted the baby and something happened, she's being robbed too. So why are you making a decision like this all about you? I mean, I've actually heard stories where one night stands and a man finds out that the woman got pregnant, and he has the gall to think that he has any say on whether the woman carries the baby to term. No, no, you don't. Again, if you're in a healthy relationship, or even if it's a healthy friendship, because friends with benefits is a thing, and you can have that discussion, fine. But a one night stand, I can't see under what logic you think you have any say at all in the matter. So, yes, men have a say, but it's not a guarantee. You have to have a relationship with the woman, because ultimately it's her decision, because it's her body. And again, if you're in a healthy relationship with that woman, you can by all means have your say. But again, it's ultimately what the woman wants to do. And if you're in a healthy relationship, yeah, you might decide that under normal circumstances, under other circumstances, you wouldn't attempt to have the baby, but because of this relationship you will. But again, this is all situation based. Men do not have a blanket veto over what a woman wants to do with her body. If that were the case, they wouldn't be getting a divorce because he would probably find a way. Actually, now that I think about it, he probably did try to find a way to prevent the divorce. I have no reason to think that other than because he's manipulative and would try to keep her in his talons if he found out before she had the abortion that she was even pregnant. So, um, so yeah. Um, let's see, what else did I want to say about that? Um, there was something else I wanted to say about this issue. Um, well, I lost it, whatever I wanted to get into. So I will end it there, and I will see you guys next time.